we're going to go ahead and heat it. Welcome back. Again, we're working on this 2009 Hyundai Elantra, this 2007 through 2010. In the last video I made, it was changing the oxygen sensor for bank 1 sensor 1. Today we're going to be changing bank 1 sensor 2, which is the downstream. So to get some of the language out of the way, upstream is bank 1 sensor 1, downstream is bank 1 sensor 2. Now because this is a 4-cylinder, there's only one bank. If this was a 6 or 8 cylinder, then you have bank 2 and bank 1. And bank 1 is always the bank with cylinder number 1. On the bank 1 sensor 1, we were under the hood. Today we're going to be under the car because bank 1 sensor 2, that is downstream, and that is after the catalytic converter. I'm going to go ahead and jack up the side of the car and we'll get under there. I'll show you where to find it, where to find the plug, and how to remove it. As you can see, I've jacked up just the front end. It's easier to access that sensor from the front. So I'm going to grab a light and we'll get under there and I'll show you everything that we need to do. Here's a couple things that you're going to want to do this job. You might not need all these, but this is a 7-piece oxygen sensor socket set. I do recommend a set like this, especially if you're a DIYer and you find yourself taking care of some of this stuff on your own. Here, this is from Amazon. This is sensor 1 and sensor 2. Came in a pair and it was inexpensive. And I'm not trying to put much money into this car. This is sensor 2, and I've got a 3/8 inch breaker bar, 3/8 inch ratchet with extension, and I've got a breaker bar or a cheater bar to go on the breaker bar if that's not enough. Now with all this, we can go ahead and get under the car and I can show you the location of the sensor and where to find the plug. Alright, so just to try to get our bearings here, we are on the passenger side of the car. This is the exhaust pipe, and right here is the oxygen sensor. And we'll follow the wiring up, and let's see if you can see, right here is where it's plugged in, and there's just a push tab right here. All I'm going to do is push that, pull it, and now we need to find the right sensor socket to go on here to remove that. Now on the top sensor, it was a 22mm, and I believe it was this one that I used. We'll see if it fits. Okay. It goes on, and there's a bit of a spring, so I'm gonna get my ratchet on there and see if we can get it to break free. Good night. So this one we might actually be using heat, heating it up with a torch and then breaking it free. Alright, we'll break out the torch and see if that helps us. Before you use a torch, you might want to make sure that wherever you're blowing your flame is not near any fuel lines. I'm just going to blow the flame right here and get this heated up, and then we'll try to put this on when it's nice and hot. The reason these get seized on here is the heat cycles are getting hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Usually heat will allow you to remove a bolt, or in this case a sensor. So we're going to go ahead and heat it. Let's see if that does anything. Did it? I don't think so. Yeah. There we go. I think it did. Yeah. Okay, just keep turning. Now, I don't recommend handling this right away if you did the heat method. Alright, got the old one out. Time to put the new one in. Putting the new one in is usually much easier than taking the old one out. So now we'll just put this where the old one was and start threading it in. And you'll probably notice the wire, you'll want to kind of train it along. This thing Alright, now that we have that installed, we'll get the harness plugged back in. See if we remember where that's at. So right there is the plug. Okay, well, this was the oxygen sensor, or as they refer to it, the air-fuel ratio sensor. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer whatever questions you might have. And there will be a playlist, a link to a playlist for this car. I've done multiple things on this car, and I'll have that link in the description, as well as at the end of the video you can click on the playlist. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll see this car again on another video. Thank you.